right. So we're back for another deep dive, and this time things are getting really interesting.
Yeah, definitely heating up.
We've got a whole stack of articles here all about AI.
Oh, yeah.
And, kind of the big picture that we're seeing is that the whole landscape of this AI world is really starting to shift and change.
Absolutely. Yeah, there are big players making big moves,
Yeah.
new contenders coming out of the woodwork.
Wow.
Really fascinating time.
It's like a high-stakes poker game
Yeah.
where everybody's trying to kind of like figure out, what's the winning hand and how do we play it?
Yeah, who's bluffing? Who's got the real deal?
Exactly.
And, one of the things that's so interesting is that AI is not just the Silicon Valley thing anymore. It's global.
Absolutely.
And it's becoming more and more intertwined with global finance and geopolitics.
Yeah, and even
in ways we couldn't have imagined.
one of the things that just blew my mind is one of the articles that we're looking at today is talking about how even like former President Trump's potential return to politics is being factored into how financial markets are using AI.
Yeah. It's like, how could that even be a thing?
Right.
But think about it. You've got these algorithms, right? And they're being trained on massive amounts of data from his previous term.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to predict, okay, if he comes back into the picture, what's going to happen with trade wars?
Right.
What's going to happen with tariffs?
Right.
And
It's like a total wild card.
It's a wild card
Yeah.
that could completely throw off even the most sophisticated AI models.
So even with all of this amazing, data processing power that AI has, there's still this element of unpredictability.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially when it comes to global events and, the human element.
Yeah. Humans are unpredictable.
Yeah, exactly.
AI is great at patterns and trends and, churning through all this data. Yeah.
But it can't fully account for, the sudden shifts in sentiment.
Yeah.
The gut reactions that can send markets soaring or, plummeting.
Yeah. I mean, it really underscores how important it is for anybody who's involved in finance in any way.
Oh, yeah.
To really understand how AI is being used.
Absolutely.
It's not just about boosting productivity or, improving client services anymore. It's about navigating this increasingly complex landscape.
Yeah, the financial institutions that aren't embracing AI and really figuring out how to adapt are going to get left in the dust.
Absolutely. And speaking of getting left in the dust, it seems like even the U.S. might be facing some serious competition when it comes to AI.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, the U.S. stock market has been doing really well lately.
Right.
And a lot of that has been thanks to how strong the AI sector is in Silicon Valley.
Yeah, but there are some cracks starting to show.
Yeah.
I mean, consumer confidence isn't what it used to be.
Right.
There's a lot of uncertainty around trade.
And so some investors are starting to look beyond the U.S. for opportunities.
Yeah.
Thinking, okay, if companies in other countries
can
develop AI-driven products or solutions that are just as good, maybe even better, and offer them at a lower cost,
right.
Well, that could shift the whole balance of power.
Yeah, it's kind of like that saying, pride comes before a fall.
Oh, yeah.
And speaking of big moves and shifts in power, we've got this huge bombshell just dropped OpenAI. The company behind ChatGPT just struck a deal with a cloud computing provider called CoreWeave.
Yeah, I saw that.
And get this, it's almost a $12 billion deal.
Yeah, it's massive.
It's massive. And it really shows how these strategic partnerships are completely reshaping the AI landscape.
Oh, yeah.
Because this deal is going to give OpenAI so much more computing power to train their AI models.
Oh, yeah.
Which means that they can develop even more advanced technology.
Yeah, they can push the boundaries even further.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But here's what I found really interesting about this whole thing.
Okay, what's that?
This deal also reduces OpenAI's reliance on Microsoft for computing resources.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
So, they're not putting all their eggs in one basket anymore.
Right. It's a really smart move by OpenAI.
Yeah.
Diversifying their infrastructure gives them more independence,
right,
more flexibility.
Exactly.
And that's crucial in a field that's evolving as rapidly as AI.
Especially considering that now Microsoft is developing their own set of AI reasoning models that they're calling MAI.
Right.
And this is where it gets really interesting because unlike ChatGPT, which is focused on generating human-like text, it's like that chatbot kind of thing.
Yeah.
MAI is designed for more complex reasoning tasks.
Yeah, it's more about strategic thinking, problem solving.
Yeah, like analyzing financial data or predicting supply chain disruptions.
Right, exactly.
So it's not just about creating chatbots that can hold a conversation anymore.
Right.
It's about building AI that can really think strategically
Yeah.
and solve these really complex problems.
And Microsoft's motivation here is really interesting, too.
Yeah, what is it?
They want to reduce their dependence on OpenAI,
Oh, okay.
and they potentially want to offer their own models to developers.
Oh, wow.
So creating direct competition.
So it's like this David and Goliath kind of story. You've got OpenAI, which is this relatively young startup kind of shaking things up and challenging this giant Microsoft.
Pushing them to innovate.
Yeah, and Microsoft is having to adapt and figure out, okay, how do we stay ahead of the curve?
Yeah, it's a classic case of disruption.
Yeah.
Microsoft sees this immense potential of AI.
Right.
And they want to be a leader in the field.
Right.
Even if it means going head to head with, a former partner.
And they're not wasting any time either.
Oh, no, they're moving fast.
They've already been testing their models against the ones from OpenAI and other companies in their Microsoft 365 Copilot product. And they're even planning to integrate MAI into more of their products and potentially even release them as APIs for outside developers by the end of the year.
Wow.
Which is...
That's huge.
It's huge. I mean,
Yay.
think about the possibilities if any developer could access and utilize Microsoft's AI models.
Yeah, it would just explode the development and adoption of AI.
Across every industry.
Yeah, exactly. It's mind-blowing.
So where does this all leave us?
Well, I think it really shows how dynamic and competitive this whole AI industry is.
Yeah.
We're seeing an arms race of innovation, and the stakes are incredibly high.
Right?
The companies that can develop the most advanced, the most versatile AI,
Yeah.
they're going to have a huge advantage.
In shaping the future.
Absolutely.
It's exciting.
It is exciting.
And a little bit intimidating.
A little bit.
Think about all the possibilities and what it all means.
I get that it can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
But it's also an incredible opportunity.
Yeah.
No matter what field you're in. Staying informed about these developments is crucial.
Absolutely.
AI is going to impact every aspect of our lives.
Right.
And understanding the forces at play, that's going to give you a leg up.
Yeah, it's like you either get on board or you get left behind.
Pretty much, yeah.
So with all of this innovation happening at such a breakneck speed, it really makes you wonder what's coming next.
Yeah.
What unexpected breakthroughs are just around the corner.
Yeah.
And who's ultimately going to come out on top in this whole AI arms race.
Right. Who's going to win the poker game?
Exactly.
It's the million-dollar question.
It is.
And it's one that I think we're all going to be grappling with.
For years to come.
For years to come, yeah.
Well, it's definitely given us a lot to think about today.
It has, yeah.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI.
My pleasure.
It's a wild ride, but we're definitely strapped in and ready for what's next.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll catch you next time.
See you.